The history of food in Britain and the Indian subcontinent is rich, intertwined, and spans centuries of cultural exchange, trade, and conquest. The food we associate with these regions today reflects a history of global influences, as ingredients, techniques, and flavors traveled through time, shaping the culinary landscapes of both. In Britain, the evolution of food was deeply influenced by its geographical location and early agricultural practices. The Romans introduced the idea of a more structured approach to food, with an emphasis on imported ingredients like olives, wine, and exotic spices. However, the real transformation began after the Norman conquest in 1066, which brought French culinary influence into the British kitchen. This fusion of Norman and Anglo-Saxon traditions created the basis for medieval British cuisine, characterized by hearty meats, root vegetables, and grains. As time progressed, the British culinary identity was shaped further by trade. Spices from the East began to find their way into British kitchens, though they were initially reserved for the wealthy elite. The expansion of the British Empire during the 16th and 17th centuries played a crucial role in introducing new ingredients, such as sugar, cocoa, and tea, which became staples of British cuisine. This period of exploration and colonization also led to the introduction of Indian spices, curries, and other traditional dishes to Britain. The British fascination with Indian food began during the Mughal Empire, a period that laid the foundation for much of the subcontinent's culinary traditions. The Mughal court was renowned for its opulence, and their food reflected their wealth and sophisticated taste. The Mughal emperors, particularly Akbar, Jahangir, and Shah Jahan, were known for their lavish feasts, which featured a wide variety of meats, rice, bread, and rich gravies. It was during this time that the concept of Mughlai cuisine came into being, a blend of Persian, Central Asian, and Indian culinary traditions. Mughlai cuisine was marked by its use of aromatic spices, including saffron, cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves. These spices were used to create intricate flavors that still define much of South Asian cooking today. Dishes like biryani, kebabs, and korma became synonymous with Mughal feasts, where the cooking techniques were refined and passed down through generations. The Mughal emperors also popularized the art of grilling and slow-cooking meats, techniques that would later become integral to South Asian cuisine. The impact of Mughal cuisine on the Indian subcontinent cannot be overstated. As the empire expanded, so did the reach of its culinary traditions. The Mughal style of cooking influenced regional kitchens across the subcontinent, merging with local flavors and customs. This fusion resulted in a diverse array of dishes, each with its own unique twist, yet all bearing the hallmark of Mughal refinement. Meanwhile, in Britain, the influence of Indian food was more subtle at first but grew over time. The British East India Company, which had a monopoly on trade with India, played a pivotal role in introducing Indian spices and flavors to the British palate. Initially, British cooks would add these exotic spices to their existing dishes, but over time, Indian curries began to gain popularity on their own. The first Indian restaurants opened in Britain in the early 19th century, offering British diners a taste of the flavors they had encountered in India. By the time the British Empire reached its zenith in the 19th century, Indian cuisine had firmly planted itself in the British culinary consciousness. One of the most enduring legacies of the British Empire's involvement in India is the widespread popularity of the curry in British cuisine.